Well, hello YouTube. In this tutorial we're gonna talk about how functions can grab food and process it. So the topic of this tutorial will be function parameters. So let's create one function here that will process integers, like a very simple calculator, but function that will get the stuff done. Okay, not a direct source code in here, but outside function. So void, because we are going to print stuff on a screen that actual results, and name of function will be simple calculator. Now, where we are going to put those parameters, that food, inside. Okay, so if we do have one parameter, you don't need comma. If you have multiple parameters like A and B and C, you need comma. Okay, so it's up to you how many parameters you're gonna have. It depends about tasks you're solving. Because we are working with integers, we must state data type when we are creating functions. Okay, so always state integers, characters, strings, whatever you have, individual characters. Yeah, so integer x, and you can call it actually whatever you like a, b, c, first, second. It's up to you. I'm using x and y and z because it's abstract enough for me. This is how I think. Int x and int y, because we are doing simple addition here. So direct operations here. Now before before operation, we're going to print those values, because we can use it, but we can just print it on a screen, whatever we like. So whatever you put here will be processed in such a way, I mean, whatever you need with it. So let's print that, like print f, and we are going to say value of x, and of course format specifier d for data type integer, and then comma, and then x. So new line, I always forget that this is individual instruction, just as you have it down there in a main. It's really not important if it's here or in function. We must have semicolon, right? So whatever you pass here when you call function, can be printed or used in other ways inside a function. So when you state it, you can do many stuff with it. Okay, I have error here. X must be outside of double quotes, right? And absolutely same stuff for y. Value of y and concatenation with real stuff, y, right? And now let's have that result. That will be addition, and addition is integer. Data type integer, add it ion. Hopefully I typed that correctly. How we are going to get it? Well, x plus y, right? And now we can print it. Before printing it, we may have a little bit of vertical differentiation just to visually grasp stuff better. Print f, and a little bit of, let's say, header with a hash symbol. I think this is long enough. /n for a new line. And now we're gonna print that result. Print f, a result, or the addition, concatenation with d, which is format specifier, and now we are stating that true addition like variable. Addition, right? Now, what's gonna happen when we run this program? Pretty much nothing, because oops, curly brackets. Let me fix this. Okay, this one must be totally down there. Sorry about this. Yeah, something like this. I don't know. What's gonna happen? Nothing. Why? Because we do have a function, but we didn't call it. So let's call it right here. The code is a little bit ugly, but don't worry about that. So simple calculator, and if we don't provide food, if we don't provide parameters, the program will fail, because this function demands stuff. If we have parameters, like when we create function, we must state them down there when we call that function. So we're gonna have problems. See, too few arguments to function. Too few means, well, we don't have enough. Meaning here we're gonna say 5 and 10. So C, comma, don't forget it, just as a here, and now everything will be completely fine. There you go. So we do have values, a little bit of kind of weird header, sorry, and the result. Right, so you probably get this, but let's confirm that with actually function that will print characters, because we can. So I'm gonna put this in the comment section because you probably get this. Now this function will be like a character formatter. It will print it like for header in some kind of game. Very simplified, but let's do that. Like char formatter. Format, yeah. And what it will grab? Well, it can grab a lot of stuff, but because we are dealing with characters, then char A or X or Y, whatever you're gonna call it, first or second, whatever, and char B. So we are going to format, let's say, two characters. Curly brackets, because this is where we put our operations, and printf. And actually, I'm going to use stuff from here for simplicity reasons to save a little bit of time. So something like this. Now in here, guys, in here we're gonna have a little bit of space and format specifier dedicated for characters, which means C, and left and right side must be equal, so I'm gonna copy paste equal number of hashes. I think this is fine, and semicolon, and absolutely same stuff for B. Okay, so this will be characters, and we need to concatenate these things with real values when we call function. So comma and A and comma and B. Okay, so this is like a custom report, custom operation, and this is grabbing stuff and shooting it into here. This is like a mortar. We are shooting from here into this target. Okay. Again, what's gonna happen? Nothing, because we are not calling this function. So let's call it. What was the name? Character format. Okay, in parentheses, and in here we must state two characters. Remember, when we are working with individual characters, we must use single quotes. So this will be A, or I don't know, this thing and this thing. Okay, W and Z, right? Now we're gonna have two headers. This will be with W and this will be with Z. Okay, and there you go. So you can have all kind of headers for some simple operations, I mean applications. Um, what experience taught me that the simpler the program is, the better it is, because if you have all those GUIs and options, you need to waste a lot of time on maintaining GUIs and not solving actual problem. So there is no point in having GUI if you're gonna spend 90% of your time messing with the GUI and not with the real solution that provides value. I mean, it's up to you. Some people like to have pretty things on the screen, but I just care about end functionality. So it's up to you. Right, I think you get the point here. The food for function are parameters. Then we state them here with data type. Down there we can just print them, or we can put them into operations and then print final result. Okay, this is it in this tutorial. In next one, I don't know, we're gonna talk about some other funny things. And yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for support and subscription. Share this channel with other people. You're gonna help them, you're gonna help me, so we can grow together. There will be more interesting things, and I'm gonna kind of go a little bit slower because now we're gonna start making stuff with parameters and returns and a little bit complicated, but we must grasp that because this is middle level like programming. Okay, this is why we need C and C++. Right, so thank you and see you in a couple of minutes. Ciao.